as we see the cars are starting to collect into the middle of the arena. Flattening these cars, and then a little later on at 4 o'clock we'll be jumping. So get yourself into a great vantage point for your cameras. Now you can hear yourself think. Okay, this is the man that's going to be doing the driving, Tony Dixon, in charge of Swamp Thing. It's 5.5 tons, and we're going to go crashing down on these vehicles. So, everything ready?
I'm ready. We're just getting the cars ready. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, tell all these people about this truck.
Okay, yeah. If I was describing to you my monster truck without saying it was a monster truck, the statistics would actually come out as a supercar. It's got a mid-engine space frame, it's got a space frame chassis with a mid-mounted V8 engine that produces 1,500 horsepower, does 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds, and it runs on 25-inch rims. The only thing that gives it away is when you say it weighs 5.5 tons.
Wow, okay. Now, we did some spectacular jumping yesterday. I mean, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, we had great fun yesterday. Got more people today. We're going to do more of the same.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're just waiting for the carpet to go down. We've got all the 4 cars ready.
Yeah. What we do is we actually put down a carpet. If you can see from the cars, most of the glass has been taken out. But new cars, there's a lot of plastic involved, and plastic and monster trucks don't mix. The monster truck always wins, and it smashes it up. And this time, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do devastation. We're going to see how much mess we can make out of these cars. These cars are end-of-life vehicles. They're going to be recycled, and this is the last thing they're ever going to do before they're your next can of baked beans or your next washing machine. So yeah, if I was a car and I was going out, this is the way I like to go out. I'd like to go out in a blaze of glory.
Absolutely, of course you would, and why not? Okay, so how did you get involved in this initially?
I got interested in monster trucks. I saw them on the telly. I saw it back in the 80s. They used to have like Christmas specials, and I used to get up early in the morning and watch them on the telly. But I never thought I'd actually be doing it as a job. I do this as a living. I go around all the way around the country, go all around Europe. The furthest I've been this year is Russia. Russia's a long way. it takes me 4 days to drive there. But no, it's great. For me, it's the best job in the world. I've got the best company car in the world because you get to have fun with it every single time you're driving it.
I mean, is it something that you build from a plan, or how do you get one?
No, you can't really go into a showroom and like, I want a monster truck. It's not that sort of thing. They're all custom built vehicles. They're all fairly similar, but they still vary in quite a way. The thing that makes a monster truck is those big tyres. You've got to have a 66-inch tyre, so the tyre is 5'6" tall, it's 4 foot wide. Each one, depending on what brand you and what ply rating you get, they're going to be between 400 and 600 kilos for a tyre. Then you've got the massive rim that goes on it, so just the wheel and tyre is half a ton. The only problem you get with those big tyres is you can't transport it around on the big tyres. So when we come to the show, we actually bring it on some really skinny ones. So if you hang around later after the show when we finish, you're actually going to see us break it down. So yeah, so we get the jack, it's a massive jack, we just lift it up, we take it off the big tyres, we put some skinny ones on, and then we actually drive Swamp Thing in the back of the trailer. There's not a lot of room when you go in the trailer, but the only other problem with the monster truck is because it doesn't run on petrol, it doesn't run on diesel, it runs on methanol. And the two things you get out of the exhaust is water vapour and tear gas. Now tear gas when you're out in a big field like this isn't a problem. When you're driving it inside an enclosed container, the longer you take to get it in, the less you can see. And what happens normally is when I get in there, I drive it in there quite quick, park it up, but then I don't come out, and everyone's like, why doesn't he come out? Because I can't see where I'm going, so I'm actually on the floor just waiting. Look, that's where the vapours are the least, and then once I can actually see where I'm going, then I come out.
Oh, fantastic, brilliant. So is this like the ones in the States then?
It's exactly the same. The only difference between my monster truck and one you'd see on the telly is most of them run a 2-speed gearbox. Mine actually runs a 3-speed gearbox. So actually on the top end, mine's actually quicker. Mine's actually geared for 85 miles an hour. And it hasn't got the speed, and everyone goes, how do you know it does 85 miles an hour? Because I took the sat nav out of my car and put it in it and drove it around the field.
Excellent, that's the way to do it. Okay, so if anybody wants to, you know, get involved in something like this, how would you do that?
It's really hard. I invested a lot of money into it to start it off. If you wanted to build a monster truck to this sort of spec, you're going to be getting into like £250,000. Probably the cheapest way to do it is the way I did it, is actually buy a used second-hand one from America. It's the only way, the cheapest way to get all the bits, but of course it's used, it's second-hand. You've seen what they do on the telly. They're going to be beaten up, and you have to literally just spend a lot of time going through it and working it all out. My truck now, I've owned this truck for 15 years. I've been driving it for 14 years. Not one bit of it is identical, is the same as when it started. There is the chassis is different, the axles are different, the wheels are different, the tires are different, engine's different, the body's different. There is not one bit of it that started off as the original truck.
I mean, it must be an amazing feeling to go over those cars. Just try and describe what it feels like to drive one.
Driving it, for me, it's awesome. I love driving monster trucks. When you come up to the cars, the way we were doing it today, we're actually coming at a fairly slow speed, and at the last minute we're going to pick up the throttle. And that point when you pick up the throttle, it actually throws you back in the seat. It's really hard when you're driving it anyway. The acceleration of the monster truck is brutal. When you hit that first car, it really does thump you in the seat. We wear a hands device, a neck support system that's on the back of my helmet, which is physically connects your head to your shoulders. Which is great for that, but the also problem is it limits your visibility because you can't move your head. I've got wings on the side of my head, on the side of my seat, so I can't turn it from side to side, but the hand stops moving it backwards and forwards as well. So when I'm actually strapped in the seat, I can't even see the gear stick. So yeah, the visibility on the monster truck is pretty poor, but when you actually hit the cars, that initial hit is fairly intense. It's just like having a car crash. Then it goes nice and smooth for a little bit, very little bit, and then you come down, and if you've had a bad takeoff, the landing is going to be 4 times as bad. Normally on a monster truck landing, the G impact is between 4 and 6 Gs on the landing, so that's why the cars take such a beating, because this is 5.5 tons. If it hits in at 6 Gs, that's 6 times as heavy.
Wow, absolutely fabulous. It looks like the guys are ready.
Yeah, are you happy? Yeah, okay. Are you guys ready to see some destruction? Okay, I think we better go on with it. That's really good, first one.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. Right, so this is going to take just a few seconds, just to make sure that he's all safely strapped in there with the hands device and everything else. The guys have done a sterling job, thank you boys. So we're ready to go. Just pushing them together slightly. Oh, that's what you do with a Renault, or is it, what is it, a Vauxhall? No. Anyway, so we're going into the monster truck. And as he said, he's got the 5-point harness to put on and then ratchet that down, so he cannot move anywhere. The only thing he can actually move once he's strapped in is his eyes and his hands. And he can really see not an awful lot. So, have you got your cameras ready? Just get yourself a great vantage point. And then we'll just check out there is a safety feature from Claire, his wife. If she sees anything that's going untoward, or perhaps a dog runs into the into the area, then she can cut him off remotely, and we'll just test that just to make sure that that's working properly. So, first crunch of the day is going to be slamming down on top of these cars. The following one at 4 o'clock is going to be jumping. So we hit the first one and then try and miss all the rest and go jumping. And that was spectacular yesterday. So hopefully you're going to see something similar again, because it really was good. Did anybody see it yesterday? Was anybody here yesterday? Yeah, you tell everybody else. It was absolutely fantastic. So he's just doing the final checks, just to make sure that he's strapped in there. And thankfully there's only one seat. And as he said, it's just like having a car crash 4 times every day as he slams into these cars. So it looks like we're in and we're ready to go. And we're now just going to fire it up and test that the automatic cutoff works. Yep, that's working fine. Okay, so we're good to go. Do you want to see some car crushing? Right, let's get down to business and make mincemeat out of those cars. 5.5 tons slamming down on top of them. So Tony Dixon in Swamp Thing, lining up, pushing the cars together, and he's going to try and make a ramp out of that first car. You've seen where he's going to be. Get your cameras in ready. He takes a run. Right. Are we ready, Newark? Come on, everybody, count down with me. In 3, 2, 1, go! Yes! Close down. That's how we do it. The first car started to make a ramp. That big 9-litre V8 engine using 56, using a gallon every 56 meters. Right, here we go again. Are we ready? Come on, everybody, count down. In 3, 2, 1, go! You ain't gonna see that anywhere else. Just pushing the cars together so they don't move. I hope you're getting some great pictures and videos for this. Right, here we go, come on, do it. In 3, 2, 1, go! And slams it now. Wow! That is spectacular stuff. Right, one more, I think we can do. Just checking underneath, making sure everything's okay. Absolutely. Did you enjoy that? Absolutely fantastic stuff. So here he is. Just let him get out of the vehicle. Give him a massive round of applause. Come on, Tony Dixon and Swamp Thing. Everything's looking good on that. You were pleased with those jumps, I'm sure. Slamming down on top of those cars.
Yeah, I was making sure I was hitting them really hard. That first car stayed up really well, so we're going to be in some really good high-flying action at 4 o'clock. Hope to see you back there, guys. If you want to find out about my monster truck, please check me out on my Facebook page, which is the Swamp Thing 4x4 monster truck. While you're there, you might as well check out the awesome guys from Broke FMX, which is Broke FMX, all one word. And of course, please check out live promotions as well with their Truckfest site.
Brilliant, thank you very much. So we'll see you in action again. We saw a little bit of a jump at the final one.
Yeah, a little bit one. That's just a little teaser. We're going to be going a bit bigger than that then.
Excellent stuff, brilliant stuff. Once again, put your hands together, please, for Tony Dixon and Swamp Thing.